All right, everybody. Just letting you know, Jay Dyer will be on. He's just working on a few little network issues. Since I streamed to Facebook, you only got a few minutes to come on, or the feed to Facebook actually cuts off. So we're just gonna start the show, and then he'll jump on when he gets here. He'll be on a few minutes. But I gotta make an apologies, Bob. I gotta make an apologies.
What did you do wrong?
We did a show yesterday on Horror Talk. And it's not our less view show versus our Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday show.
I love it. It's a relaxing show.
But I got emails. I got a lot of emails yesterday saying, Eric, what about Thursday? You always tell us what you're going to watch on Thursday. You didn't mention. And you know what? They are right. I didn't mention what we're going to watch on Thursday.
So, yeah, what are we gonna? I gotta watch it too. What the hell is it?
Well, Thursday is gonna be it's gonna be a one-off. It is kind of a horror talk, but we're gonna have a guest on, Sub Chick, who's been on our show before, and we're gonna do a one-off where we're still gonna call it horror talk, but we're gonna be talking about the Games of Thrones series, the whole Games of Thrones. Now talk about horror. I mean, there's more horror in Games of Thrones than almost anything you watch. So Thursday is kind of a one-off from the movies, which I love the movies, but I got a person who's very passionate about Games of Thrones. And I said, hey, let's just talk about it on Thursday. I love Games of Thrones.
Yeah.
I love Games of Thrones. And that's going to be the show for Thursday. So I apologize for not mentioning it yesterday, and I was like, man, I got a lot of emails for horror talk, but I'm like, what are they? Are they saying they like Trick or Treat? I hope they did. But a lot of the emails tell us what the next movie was, because a lot of people like to watch the movies before we talk about it, so they can be part of the conversation. So. Well, I'm going to do a shout out real quick on who's here in the chat. And then once Jay Dyer gets here, he's going to jump on.
Stop you right there, though. I see Voynich in there, and he'll probably want you to say the word horror again. Say it the way you say it. Say horror.
Here. Gaina Ball is here. Voynich, which is spelled a little differently. So hopefully he's shut down. So hopefully that, you know, why the Voynich is a little different spelt, but I don't know. Happy Feet Gal is here. Scott Morin is here. Our good friend Joanne Torres is here so far, and more people will be jumping in. So before Jay gets here, let me show you guys his actual website until he gets here. You know, I'll do a show and tell. Well, I'll just do a little show and tell of his website. He's got an awesome website. If you can you guys see it? Let me see. Okay, on here. Let me get that off. He's got a very awesome website. You can see that his topics are everything. I mean, he talks movies. He talks Great Reset, prepares, and he actually has some books. During our show yesterday, when I mentioned that Jay Dyer was coming on, somebody goes, wow, Jay Dyer, I just bought his book. And he actually has some cool books. Now, if a lot of you who hates Hollywood, his books is going to be up your alley. I mean, look.
It was esoteric Hollywood.
Weird stuff. Operation Culture Creation Sign, Hollywood Sex Cults and Symbols in Film, which I'm very interested about the symbols in films. Maybe I could get more of a explanation when he comes on, because cult symbols in films, I love that stuff. In Hollywood, mind control. So he's got some awesome books that I'm wondering. The person in the chat was yesterday. I wonder what book he just bought from Jay Dyer. That'll be interesting. I wish. If that person is in the chat now, what book did you buy from his webpage? That'd be cool. The symbols, Bob, you're talking about symbols, you know.
I read them like they're fucking. It's like nothing. They're just everywhere. I can't. I can't stop reading them. I got one. I got a new one for you guys today. No one's. I can't believe no one's seen it. I'm like, it's in your face. It's
that was my fault. That was my fault. I clicked on the wrong tab. I did that myself.
I'm a good-looking avatar, man.
You know, the Matrix makers. You know, if you look, the people who made the Matrix, they're called the Wachowski brothers. And if you look at their load of films, you know, they've done movies like V for Vendetta. They did movies Cloud Atlas.
Like a motherfucker.
Now, I wasn't a big fan of the movie Jupiter Ascending and Cloud Atlas, but if you're watching those movies for messages, those
symbols
are messages. The symbols in those movies, there's symbols in that movies, and maybe we can, when Jay gets here, we can talk about some of the symbols that are in those movies. And a very underrated movie, which I actually enjoyed, but a lot of people did not like. I like Speed Racer. The color palette that was in Speed Racer, I thought it was cool.
Well, the color palette is itself a bunch of symbols. Like the Matrix is a lot of symbolism, a lot of the colors. People don't even look at the colors. There's color. There's symbols or colors. All right, I mean, the colors are symbols. Yeah, backwards. There we go. Well, who cares? Forward, backwards. There are a lot of symbolism. So the whole damn thing is nothing but one big symbol movie. All of them. There's like, oh shit. So grab your notebook, sit back, and just stop watching the movie and start watching for symbols. It's just loaded, man. Loaded.
Yeah. And then I'm going to share his YouTube page.
Yeah.
And then you can see in his YouTube page, I mean, he's got everything. Mariah Carey, cult, madness, dark artist ethos, gaslighting, trauma, and Hitchcock. I mean, everything's on here. You know, our icons, idols, you know. And there's top 10 ways of the world ends. I'm interested on how the world ends. Top 10. I would love to hear the top 10. Isaiah the prophet explained. I mean, there's something in here for almost anybody out there.
Will you hurry up and acknowledge me? I'm getting dizzy.
Oh, I wasn't on the screen. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me get this off.
I'm seriously. I give it.
Snap! You bought.
It's been like a minute, man. I'm ready to fucking pass out. I can't do this very much longer.
You bought our zombie masks.
Yeah, it's for novelty. I use it for the bathrooms in the Chinese and Indian restaurants. Oh my god! This is the first time I have ever put on a mask ever since the fucking. Oh my god! Fuck that. Oh my god.
Show close up of that mask for a second. Show close up.
Give me a second. I can't fucking do it very much longer. Don't wear this for fun. I can't fucking even put them on. There we go. There's two faces on there.
And those faces, you can't really. The faces are kind of dented, but those faces were zombies.
Yeah, they're zombies.
Living in a zombie world. So basically, if you have to go to a doctor, why not wear a mask showing that we are all zombies?
This stuff really pissed people off. I can't do it, man. Not with a beard, man. It's fun to wear. It was a novelty to play for a second, but no, man. How do you ride a bike?
Well, you know, if you kind of have to go to a doctor, right? You have to go to a doctor. The doctors won't even see you without it. Even for your kids, even with a medical card at a doctor's office won't see you. At least you got a zombie mask saying, okay, if I have to wear this, I'm going to show the world that we're zombies.
I just like my face. I'm sorry, Eric. I just like my own face. I'm the wrong one. There we go. I'm handsome. I'm so handsome. Hello out there. Hello, howdy. Yeah, there we go. Oh God. Oh my God.
Beard and mask totally useless.
Yeah, you can't do it with a beard. You can't do it with a beard. They can't force you. I got a beard. It don't work at all. You just breathe through the beard. It's like, it goes up into your glasses and your face, I get lightheaded immediately. Fuck that, man. I don't know how they do it. I don't care.
Yeah, Bob. Bob's face is most horror. You almost had me buy one. I wish I had instead of one. I did. See, I told you, man. I told you.
Oh God.
You know, we had a 98-degree day here in Washington, and it's 98 degrees outside. So I said, you know what? I want to feel what a mask feels like on a 98-degree day. Oh my God, it's freaking horrible. I'm serious. It's hot outside, and I was just putting it on just to see what it feels like. The heat, the heat that you breathe out of your mouth, that's in that, and the heat. Dude, it's freaking horrible. Because listen, doctors in hospitals that have to wear masks, they're in a control environment. They're in a controlled temperature environment, okay? But in a hot day, 100 degrees, and you know, like I told you, I was driving around my car, drinking hot coffee, and I was watching people walking in 100-degree weather wearing them, and I'm like, how do you do it? I mean, I get it. If you're scared of what's going on out there, hey, everybody has the right to do whatever they want. I believe that hardly. I believe that. I would never put somebody down if they want to wear one. But wearing one in 100-degree weather, my God.
I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna meet a bunch of British chicks. I'm gonna wear this, but on another spot. I'm gonna cover the boys. Only it won't cover much. It'll just give them a little bit of something to look at. Just cover the boys. You guys can buy these to cover the boys. You can put your legs through the straps. They walk around.
And hey, people in the chat, don't worry. Jay Instagram me, so he did say he's coming. You know, he's running minutes late. So I did get a message that he's coming. So don't, you know, so don't bite my head off. Well, what I'll do is. One of the biggest here, I'm gonna pull something up real quick because I'm gonna show something to everybody that is one of the biggest I don't know, thank you or you know, any emails or letters you could get from people from from your subscribers. Let me find it. Hold on. I should have had this up already, so I apologize. I don't want to mention it yet until I find it. So I do apologize. Let me find this, what I'm looking for. You know, when you have a lot of subs yourself, it starts to get harder to find people when you need to in your own sub counts.
He's on his way, man. Fucking worry about it. I got this. We got him exactly where we want him. Yeah, don't worry about it. We got this. It's easy. It's easy peasy teasy. Don't worry. Jesus. It's the old man. He's worried about the election. I told him, don't worry about it. I got the election covered. Nobody can spell your middle name, so you're not going to win the election, Eric. I already got it figured out.
Listen, don't worry. This is what's going to happen. Okay? This is what's going to happen.
Eugene.
This is what's going to happen. This year, Joe Biden's going to win it, and then 4 years later, people are going to say, and 4 years later, people are going to say, this is the most important election of our lifetime. This is going to make it every 4 years. Every 4 years, that's what's always said. Okay, now here we go. Now,
it's the end for me, though.
One of the biggest thank yous you can really get from somebody when somebody makes I'm gonna pull this up for a second. I'm gonna when somebody actually makes you a song and he writes family.
I want to hear it.
Hamburger instrumental inspired by Gypsy Road Horror Talk. Dude, that is one of the biggest thank yous you can do for somebody. So hold on.
I want to hear this. Put it on, play it. How long is it?
Only 3 minutes. Friday the 13th right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's Friday 13th part 1. he uses clips from the horror movies, which is fantastic.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh, what was that?
You guys recognize that in the background? They Live?
Yeah.
The Lost Boys?
Boys, yeah.
We are going to be talking about that movie one day. We are.
Friday 13th. There's a survivor blonde girl.
All right, I did get an Instagram from him. I'm gonna clip him the invite right now.
Exorcist. Exorcist. Exorcist.
That one's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. She's all messed up. Got psychosis. MK'd ultraed by the Leatherface. He showed her other leathers. Rob Halford. She's been crushed by Rob Halford.
This was Friday 13th Part 2.
Live. Real. Oh, whoa. Whoa, what is that one? What is that?
Oh, the Stephen King. God damn it. I know which one. Oh, God. It's the Stephen King movie. It's that one that has like one of the saddest endings you could get where they all in the car and shoot each other.
What was that one? What was the name of that one?
Oh, God. The Mist.
The Mist.
The Mist. That's one where they're all in the car at the end, and they heard these noises, and they thought it was the creatures, but it was actually the army. So the father killed his son and everybody else in the car, and so it's like, oh shit, I just killed everybody.
Yeah, they're trying to get into the front entrance. See, they got it blocked off. I remember. Oh, that's a freaking good one, man. I'm not a fan of Stephen King, but I like that one. Good one to add. Out of all of them, that's the best one. Well, there's the one in the hotel.
Yeah, and then people just go to Flaticor's Music's channel. You can probably hear it better because when you do a share screen, you don't get like the full sound. So
did he have him put the link in there? Have him put the link in the bottom.
Yeah.
Flaticor, put your link in there, man. Put your link in there.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting for Jay to jump on. I just sent him the invite again. He said he's ready, so I just sent it to him. So hopefully the network issues gets resolved and we can start.
Well, rumor has it he's a known drunk, so we don't know. He might be we don't know if he's drunk or so. We can't put a statement on that one. We don't know how he is right now. We don't know. He's unshaven. He's probably didn't bathe. We don't know how he looks disheveled. We can't predict things here. But we can predict movies. That's what's important. That's the best part.
So, how do you predict? How do you predict movies? Like when a movie comes out, you already know what's it about, or you
I predict the movie at the 5 minutes into the movie. I already know how it ends. I already know who the bad guys are. I know who shot who. I already know everything. It's right there. It's the symbols in the movie. You knew where it's going the whole time.
Okay,
That's how it works. That's how it always.
Okay. And then what do
you got a tie on again? That's nice.
Showing harbinger of impending doom characters. That's why I was asking you for examples. Oh,
impending doom character. That's that. Yeah, and that's demo. That's right. Everyone in that fucking clip, they're all going to die. You got to think about that, right? Once you see it, like everyone's going to die in the show. It's the 27 Club. Everyone in there is like they're pretending to be a certain age, but they're all 27 years old. They're all going to die. 27 Club.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's cool that you did that, man. I like that clip. I'm gonna go back and watch it now with new eyes. You can be like, everybody's going to die. Well, the exception of that blonde girl who was sitting next to that preppy guy with the blonde hair.
That's funny. Hey, how's it going, Jay?
Hey, what's up?
You, shovels. I told you guys, you didn't believe me. He just woke up.
No, I've been screwing with the freaking website all morning and yesterday, all day yesterday.
You know, every time we actually, I mean, this is the honest truth. Every time that we put the Matrix word in the title, it seems like whoever comes on or during the show, network just acts weird. It just like shuts people off, kicks you out, brings you back in. It's kind of a weird because, you know, you and I we talk a little bit in Instagram about Matrix. Maybe you jinxed yourself with the word Matrix.
Or WordPress has jinxed everybody. I mean, it was actually a thing where they did an update and everybody uses the WordPress, open software. Like it screwed everybody's stuff up. So I don't know if they're intentionally kind of trying to sabotage stuff. Whoa.
Where the hell you get that at?
What are you talking about, man?
Jimmy Stewart, I'm seeing Harry.
Oh shit!
The Matrix is doing weird things. Hey, Jay, we're actually we're showing people your website and all that, and because yesterday during our show, I was saying that you're coming on Wednesday, and somebody in the chat goes, "Dude, I just bought Jay's book."
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's freaking cool. And the guy's like, "You got him coming on?" I go, "How weird is that? I just bought his book, and here you are having Jay on."
How's that weird? That's kind of insulting.
No.
There's one guy out there that bought the book. One guy.
Not weird. Not weird that somebody bought his book. They just bought his book, and I announced who's coming on. So it was kind of like it just happened at the same time, where somebody got excited, and then you just buy a book, and then here you are, a guy who watch our show every show, we having him on. So it's like
synchronicity. They're like synchronicity. The Esoteric Hollywood's what I'm going to read because that's a lot of deep Hollywood. You got a lot of cool Hollywood stuff, man. A lot of people see it, but they don't get it. But you sit there and you take the notes down. Don't you guys see the symbolisms behind this and then that? And there's like the color schemes for this scene. And it's like it's right in your face. You got to be able to see it.
And you guys, I did check out a couple of your podcasts. You guys cover like horror, science fiction, right?
Yeah. Oh, we cover everything. I mean, we cover basically our channel. We talk to people from the Bigfoot community, the UFO community. We talk to people about Mandela effects. I mean, there's nothing that's been off subject. And then, of course, on Tuesday and Thursdays, we do a show called Horror Talk where we pick a horror talk. We pick a horror movie, and we just dissect the whole movie for a whole hour. So so there's nothing that's ever been off topic. And one of the reasons why I've always been attracted to your channel, because in a lot of ways
look, he just lost his audio. He has no idea that his audio's off.
Channel.
Oh, cool.
No, your channel, you talk about everything too. Everything too. You and I both monetize for truth out there. Yeah, I do hear background.
Totally, dude. Because when these things, especially when you got a high roller, right? You're gonna have the CIA messing with all the equipment or whatever powers it be. You're gonna mess with everything. Guaranteed, one of us is kicked off of here. We need to put $1 down for the first person kicked off. Here we go.
Can we say nasty words and all that here or not?
We swear. I swear. I have Tourette's. I have Tourette's.
We are not a church.
Okay.
No, I was in the Navy and I have Tourette's. So on top of it, so I was a perfect match when I went in the Navy. I could speak freely. Nobody.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So since you made a joke about my book, can I make a joke about your retardus there? That's not a TARDIS, that's a retardus.
It's a retardus, yeah. Yeah, it's a time travel machine.
Hold on 1 second. I hear
Somebody's
a lot of echo. Let me see where the echo coming from. Hold on a second. Bob, I'm going to put you out. Let me see. Nope, I don't hear the echo.
Is that better?
Bob,
Is it mine? Is it testing Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, me? Is it me going once, going twice, sold to the highest bidder?
I hear it when I talk.
Yeah. Here we go. I knew it, man.
Hold on, Jay. I'm going to see if it's coming from you for a second. Hold on. Can you hear me? Nope, Bob, it's actually from you. So,
Okay.
I'm going to kick you out and just rejoin like last time. I'm not.
Okay.
Here we go. And he could just rejoin. No, Jay, like I said, first of all, congratulations to you for getting over 60,000 subs over the weekend. That's pretty awesome. In the same way where I got over 6,000 over the weekend at the same time, so we got that 6 number the same. You just have the extra 0.
Well, actually, I feel like the toughest was the like hitting 10 and then 20, 30. That was the hardest. Seemed like the growth is a little quicker, even with maybe the algorithm not being that fair. You're not getting as much, algorithmic promotion as you used to get, covering the type of stuff that we cover. But I do feel like, the hardest hurdles were 5, 10, 20, 30,000. So once you guys get up to that, it'll go a little smoother. But congrats on you guys too.
No, I was one of your streaming service. I'm sorry, I'm talking about one of your videos. You were talking to a person who was explaining that he noticed that somehow YouTube was unsubscribing people, and I know what he's talking about because we've all seen the same thing too. Where I had people coming in and say, "Eric, I didn't get your notification because I found out that I was unsub from you," and they had to resub. And I was listening to your video where the guy says they even called YouTube and they even said that no, we don't unsub anybody, but it does happen. And what I understand, what I read, what I understand about the computer system, maybe I'm off. Maybe this is a conspiracy theory. I don't know, but what I've understood and learned that YouTube computer system, if it sees that you're getting too many subs real quick, it thinks you're cheating, and it will automatically, like for every 20 that you get, say you get 20 in a day, it will take 3, 4, 5 people off to say, thinking that you're cheating somehow. And I'm like, well, how am I cheating? I mean, first of all, and then the 4 to 5 people that take off, how does it choose those 4 to 5 people? Is it the new 20, or why is it the older people that are watching you are the 4 and 5? I mean, that's what I've read, what I've been seeing. I mean,
Gotcha.
What is that? What you heard, Jay, by any chance? That
No, I didn't know that at all. So that's new to me, but it makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's fake because I had when I was on 666 subs, it locked for 2 weeks, and I got hate mail, and I kept getting, and then I was calling people, unsub me now, dude. And they unsub me, and then nothing, and it was on 666. And I'm like, what, are they trying to single me out as a bad person? And then I was stuck on 999. I was stuck on, like, right now I'm stuck at 1,000, 5 years doing it, 1,201, 13. So I'm stuck at 13 if you want to do the math on it. And it's been that way for months. So nobody could sub. Eric puts my thing in there for an experiment. I went to school for anthropology. I'm doing stats. Like, okay, sub me now. Anybody? Nobody. Nothing. It's some kind of algorithm play toy. Who knows?
Yeah, I think Tristan has been having that problem. My buddy over at Primal Edge Health. Like once he got up to 130,000, he's basically been frozen there for months and months and months. And it's not that he's not putting out, the similar content or people don't like his channel anymore. It's just something happened to where now it just does not grow. So there's probably governors and throttlers, in place.
Somebody in the chat put in a link to his book. There it is, Jay Dyer's book on Amazon.com.
Yes.
Historic.
Can I recommend that get the book not from Amazon, but get it from my website? There's a shop in the website, so because Amazon screws over authors. So
okay,
good to say that.
I will put that right now in the chat.
Cool beans, appreciate that. And there's a JavaScript error with the new WordPress update. That's what I was screwing with all day. It's messing up new purchases and new subscriptions. So in order to purchase it, you have to purchase it with PayPal. So that's the only way that you'll be able to get it from the shop right now.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't think Elon Musk owns it anymore. So you guys feel good about that. It's okay. Use PayPal. He's dealing with a car right now. He's got a car in space. Don't worry about that. He's dealing with a car. I think he's got a couple of rockets. He's not got, he's got the CGI crew working their ass off with that stuff.
He's like Matthew McConaughey. He likes to drive them Teslas up into space, just like a Lincoln can go into space. All right.
I apologize. I won't. I'm not gonna screw with you guys' show.
No, man, go for it, dude. Go for it. No. Hey, we have fun here
right now. You're part of it. I love that.
Yeah, we have fun here. Always.
By the way, let me tweet this out since we're going live. Like, we'll try to get some more. I mean, I'm not insulting you guys. Like, you need some more people in here. Let me use my e-celeb status and bring them in.
Okay, this sounds good.
I'm just not that shitty of a person. I'm sure many people think I am, but I'm not that shitty of a person.
No, man, you got a stubble, dude. You probably got the 80s stubble device from Crockett in the 80s. Did you buy that?
I have basically modeled my whole style on Crockett. You're right.
Very good, very good.
I don't even know why. I think somebody asked me the other day, like, what was the last Halloween costume you wore? And I was like, I think 10 years ago I was Sonny Crockett, and they were like, maybe that could be your whole aesthetic. And I was like,
that's right.
Let's do it.
Do you have an alligator? Do you have an alligator on chains in your boathouse? Is that where you have the alligator in the front part?
Is that a code for something sexual? Alligator?
No. Crockett had an alligator. Yeah, there you go.
That sounds like
an alligator chained to the front of his boat. I was like, why is this in the movie? Why is this in the show? It didn't make sense.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Miami Vice, yeah, they go to his boat and he's actually feeding his alligator.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he smoked his Lucky Strikes, and then they got mad about him smoking Lucky. You know what's funny about that series? Is my dad was reading it was Shotgun News, no jokes, serious stuff. Shotgun News, and there were guys hanging around the set of Miami Vice because for some reason the whatever people didn't pick up the clips to his Beretta. And so when he was shooting in the streets, he drops his clip and loads it, and they continue with the show. And they move the set over, and they didn't pick up the magazines. And so these guys were waiting around in the fringes for the magazines. I go, what? And this was in literature. I was like, no way. These are rare, hard to find magazines. I'm like, something wrong with this story.
Well, there's a certain dude, I won't name him, but he used to be a writer for the show, and he decided that I was an Illuminati shill maybe 5 years ago, and he would write constantly. He really was a writer or producer for Miami Vice many years ago, and so he decided I was an Illuminati shill, and so he wrote all these essays to prove it. And his central proof was that there's a Jay Dyer on IMDb who is a producer of black comedies and sitcoms. So this was like in the 90s. So I would have been 18 years old in high school, right, producing black sitcoms and comedies. And then turns out the actual Jay Dyer is a black dude. So that's not me.
I can see the similarity a little bit, you know.
That's my connection to Miami Vice. Is this
your life matters, though. It's all that matters. Your life matters. People call me CIA. I don't know. We make a great team on the show then. So you're chill and I'm CIA. Eric, I don't know what you are. Think you librarian? You work in a library?
You're CIAZZ because you look like ZZ Top, bro.
Yes, real. Thank you. Thank you very little. I appreciate that. Took a long time for this.
You could easily be like an Orthodox monk or in ZZ Top. Which would you choose?
I do. I can get into churches. I'm in England, so I get into churches easy. I get by people because they don't grow hair on their face here. For some reason, they're afraid of, they like razors. So I can get around anywhere like this. They think I'm a celebrity. I get 50% off at some of the stores or the restaurants because they think I'm with the BBC. Like, yeah, I'm a musician at the BBC.
There's a lot of soy in England. England's pretty soyified.
Yeah, there's soy boys here. Yeah, they got skinny jeans.
Chat life matters. Okay.
He's got legs. He knows how to use them.
I've seen a whole lot of skinny jeans and no socks. I'm like, I'm confused by that, man. There's a gap between, I mean, Darjeeling Limited. I mean, is the director hanging around here somewhere? I forget his name.
So when you go to England, you hear "mind the gap," and you're talking about the thigh gap of the guys, the boys.
Yes, yeah, there is a thigh gap here, but for men. But for men have a thigh gap here. So men have a thigh gap and the skinny jeans.
And that's why it's up. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. By the way, does the whole city still smell like grandma's soap?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Like they've taken a rose kind of a spray, and they spray things. Everything smells fresh. Yeah, it's very fresh smelling here. Like
I couldn't understand where that smell was coming from the first time I went there a couple of years ago. I was like, why does this whole city smell like my grandma's house?
It's the doilies. They sent their doilies here, and then there's
is that one of the street gangs? Like the soy boy street gang?
They've got doilies here.
Oi, we're the doilies. You gotta fuck with us, mate. You're fucking with the wrong crew.
Yeah, the street gangs.
We'll tickle your ass.
They have their own tea. The gangs here have their own tea. So when you stop, like in America, they would put down cardboard and break dance. But over here, they put down cardboard and they put doilies down. They have tea parties. Yeah.
It's like a weird British version of West Side Story.
It is. Well, without the dancing. And then they have male thigh gaps. So it's it's up to you how you want to think about this place. No offense, England. We're playing. We're Americans. I haven't had anybody to joke with for a long time. It has a great sense of humor. So we're playing. We like England.
You live in England, so they should be accepting you.
Yeah, I got a beard, so it's easy. Again, I can walk into churches. I just take the hat off and just nomine patria filii spiritus sancti. Come on inside. And they give me money sometimes. Pay your tithes.
But Bob, has anybody ever mistake you for ZZ Top by any chance?
Yes. Yes. Not joking by that. Yes. I was even in Amsterdam, and a guy stops in a truck. He slams his brakes in a truck, and he goes, ZZ Top. I was like, yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Yeah.
You say you want
to easily over here. It's like nobody grows a beard. This is like medieval land. I mean, Dumbledore's right up the road with freaking Hogwarts, and nobody grows a beard. You'd think, I mean, he's not gay though. That was a rumor, but here's his wand. You guys decide for yourself if Dumbledore has any way had any gay tendencies. But this is his wand. I have it. I don't know what you guys want to think of that wand.
It's a soy wand. Right there.
I have a wand chart here too, guys. If you want a wand chart,
if you think it is what it is, why do you have it?
I was curious. I was wand curious. So I was wand curious. I got a wand chart. So I wanted to get Dumbledore to see if he was actually gay. There's a rumor that he's gay in the books. I said no. Dumbledore was never gay in my timeline. So I wanted to see his wand for myself.
Are you in Ravensclaw? Or are you in Hufflepoof? Get it?
I'm Hufflepoof. Yes.
You're a Hufflepoof.
I'm a Hufflepoof. Yes, because I like marijuana, and they actually have it here. But and the other reference to the word Hufflepuff. Not Ravensclaw, not Hufflepoof. That's Australia for very happy men. Very happy man. Oh,
I want to ask a question, Jay. I was showing everybody your webpage, your YouTube page, and I was showing everybody how different topics that you have on your channel. And one of the topics here, and I'll admit I haven't watched yet. I should have. It caught my eye. Was this one right here that says the top 10 ways the world ends with Jay Dyer roasted. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't get to watch that, but I do want to watch it. Now, did you get roasted on it, or
what I did was I put on Twitter, I wanted everybody to do the best roasts, and I'm sad to say that pretty much most of my audience failed. They didn't have very good roasts. They tried. I'll give them some. There was a couple. Discount Andrew McCarthy. I mean, they were kind of weak though. I had to kind of castigate my crew for not properly roasting me. So it was just a completely retarded stream. The whole thing is just nothing but nonsense.
That's fun, dude. That's awesome.
If people in our chat, they'll roast up.
I'm sure they could roast better than
we roast. Yeah, we roast.
The nerds failed, right? They big time.
It depends on what your religion is.
I could roast me better than them. So
That's why I grew the beard. It's easier. I make it easier for people. There's 100 things you could say, man. You've already hit like a couple of top ones. It's like
well, yeah, the obvious ones, easy to.
Yeah. I like your videos because they're a blend of everything. Again, you got a great sense of humor, so
Thanks,
everything's comfortable. People are serious, man, and I can't take it. I can't take them bitching at me on the. I feel like they're talking to me personally. You know,
a lot of people get mad that I joke around a lot, and I'm just like, I mean, does everybody have autism now? Like, what? Isn't that a well-developed human being as somebody who, you know, can utilize wit and humor and so forth? And granted, yes, my style of humor is not for everybody. It's I don't know what to call it. I don't know. It's cringy at times, and it's you know, it's wacky, it's silly.
Yeah.
But that's me. So, you know.
Yeah.
Truth in it. You know, one of the your last video, the 60K one, when I was watching it, one of the things that impressed me about yourself, you know, when you're talking about one of the most famous directors of all time, Martin Scorsese. Okay.
Oh, yes. Scorsese.
About Martin Scorsese. And what impressed me was, I mean, we all know Goodfellas is a rare, fantastic movie. You know, we don't have to even talk about Goodfellas. You said it on your own channel. But you're talking about like Martin Scorsese. You know, you were impressed with every single movie. You watched it later in life. You got some more things out of it. And I kind of feel the same way where everybody puts Martin Scorsese. I mean, he is one of the greatest directors of all time. Don't get me wrong. But they put him on the mountain. Like everything he does is just like, you should like, you know, down. You know, his last movie he made for Netflix was called The Irishman. Okay. It was the most expensive movie ever made for Netflix. They put like $200 million in this movie. And, you know, because they did a lot of de-aging. Okay. So I wanted to see it. I was excited to see it, and I watched it. And I got to be honest, the movie bored the hell out of me. It was all right. It wasn't, you know, one of the scenes that totally got me out of the whole movie was something that I don't understand why Martin Scorsese didn't, with all the money he had for this movie, why didn't he use a stunt double? What I mean is, there's a scene with Robert De Niro fighting this guy out of a cafe. They go through a window. He's kicking them on the street, on the sidewalk, but it looks so bad. I mean, like he is an old guy. He's old. They're kicking him like he was an old guy, but they generate his face to look younger. I'm like, that scene, they should have used a stunt double to really look like you're kicking the guy, because it just took me out of the whole movie. It's like it didn't look right. I'm like, with all this money you put in this movie, that one scene, kicking the shit out of somebody, did not look right. If you're going to kick the shit out of somebody, please make it look real. Now,
was Joe Pesci in it? Was Joe Pesci in it?
Yes, he was in it. He was in it. Yes, Al Pacino. They were all in it. But
okay.
I don't know what Jay thinks. I don't know what Jay thinks of The Irishman, but I had to come out and say I thought it was overrated.
That seems to be the consensus. Are you using like the Latin pronunciation of this name, or is this an inside joke?
Eric's got deaf. He's got hearing impairment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now I feel like a piece of shit. But
no, don't. I make fun of
I didn't mean to be rude. So I did not. Everybody said The Irishman was pretty boring, and I'm not a huge. I mean, I like, I guess, some of the classic ones. The only reason I really brought up Scorsese was just because I had been reviewing mafia films, and I watched Casino and Gangs of New York. But I mean, there's a lot of like, you know, canon, you know, part of the Scorsese canon that I'd never seen. Like I think the last one I'd watched was probably Wolf of Wall Street. So I missed a lot of these, you know, supposed classics from Scorsese. I did like Hugo. I thought that was all right. And then I liked Shutter Island. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But I covered Aviator. I mean, I had a whole chapter in Esoteric Hollywood 1 on Aviator. So I've given some props to Scorsese, but really it's not until I reviewed, what was it? I went back and watched, well, shit, now I can't find it. That Nick Cage ambulance movie. I cannot remember the name of it.
Oh, yes, Bring Out the Dead. Bring Out the Dead.
Yes, I'd never seen that. And I went and watched it. I was like, dang, this was actually really good. So I was impressed with it.
Good ones. It's one of those rare ones that you didn't even know it existed, and when you watch it, like, damn, this is actually good.
Yeah, that was his nephew, Nicolas Cage. Uncle bails him out of a lot of movies.
He's the nephew.
That's Coppola.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, Copeland. They all sound the same to me. White people are always the same to me. I'm a ginger, so we're separate.
I got red going on in here. So
I see that. You have a hint of ginger in you. Don't grow that out. You'll be made fun of. You know that.
When I did grow it out, it was super red, but that was back in my 20s. So it's got a lot more white in it now. But I was thinking about also when people forget that Martin Scorsese did a really great satire in the 80s called After Hours. Have you seen it?
I think I have. Who's the actors in this?
I forget that it's an 80 done somebody
Wait.
I'm gonna pull it up at IMDb.
Yeah. I have to see it. Yeah, I have to see it because I have a memory problem. Drugs in the 80s really took me out.
It's really it's similar in a lot of ways to the ambulance movie Bringing Out the Dead, but it's more of a dark satire comedy. What's the guy's name? Something Dunn. D-U-N-N-E.
Bringing Out the Dead was good though. It was like he's having a psychological power. There we go. All the junkies.
That's a great satire of like
Roseanne Arquette.
Basically, it's just the guy has the worst night ever, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. It's really good though. Great
movie. If you're getting a little bit loaded watching it, you feel him. You like this job sucks, man. He hates it.
I've seen this before. Man, I've seen this in the 80s and never seen it again. So,
oh my god,
yeah, he thinks he's gonna just go out and have a fun night and try to meet a chick, and then the night just gets worse and worse, and he meets crazier and crazier people as the night goes on. It's a great satire.
Desperately Seeking Susan girls in it, right?
It does have it does have Kim Cattrall. You're right. Or excuse me, Roseanne Arquette. Excuse me.
Yeah, I always thought she was a lesbian with Madonna when I was a kid fantasy.
Griffin Dunn. I told you Dunn. I couldn't think of Griffin Dunn, but yeah, Griffin Dunn is in it.
Yeah,
Griffin Dunn, Roseanne Arquette.
The Cheech and Chong show up too. They're pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
God damn. I'm gonna have to rewatch it just to. God, that's a good one.
Yeah, I've been going back to the old 80s stuff, man. I mean, I'm gonna watch Flesh Gordon pretty soon. I'm thinking about watching that one. It's another classic. It's a lot of bring the kids, it's a family movie.
Hold on. You're saying Flash Gordon?
It's a joke, people. I'm being sarcastic. It is not a family movie.
Flash Gordon is a X-rated movie versus Flash Gordon.
Really bad. But Jay will probably write that down secretly. He's writing it down. Flesh Gordon. I've got to see this to make a show. It's got to be symbols in this. A lot of Freudian.
In the normal Flash Gordon, there's Masonic symbolism, all-seeing eye everywhere in the regular Flash Gordon.
Yeah, are you talking about the one with Queen? The Queen played the intro song for it? God, yeah.
The 1980s.
Yes. Yeah, one of my favorite. I love it. I love that movie. I loved it. Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The evil empire, their symbol is like the square and compass. It's pretty crazy.
It is the square and compass. It's the same thing as Star Trek. Star Trek has the same little. Well, they have the square, the compass.
Right.
This square below it, but yeah, it's the same. It's like, in fact, Space Force Now has that. If you look at Space Force Now, they have Star Trek symbol. I'm like, oh,
this is like straight up square and compass. So let me show you. Let's see.
Let's take a look.
What's the name? Do you remember the name of the bad guys? Whatever they're called. Villain. I'll just put villain. Let's see.
Andromedans.
It may not show me a picture of it, but check it out. Look at it. Well, there you go. It's the square and compass on his.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, in the circle. Right here too. Got it right in the screen. Right there.
Yeah, she's got it too, and hers, the chick.
Of course, it's the welcome to the Freemasonry. Come inside. Come into the temple. Stand next to Boaz and Joaquin.
She's got 3
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, she's
And her crown. Look at her crown too.
oh yeah. What do they call those? Something Day? Oh, not Opus Day, but I know. What do they call them? Women? I can't remember. There's a female Freemasonry thing that's in this place. I have no idea.
I mean, there's a bigger picture right here.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. There he is.
Rainbow girls and
Yeah,
daughters of Job or some shit.
Yeah, Job's daughters. Job's daughters. I knew a Job's daughter. She lived in a trailer with cats, man. They're not doing much for her on the Freemasonry scale. I'm telling you right now. I don't know what's that about.
A lot of people don't really get much out of this.
Yeah, they don't. Well, I worked at the Museum of Flight for years, and they're all Freemasons, all of them. I was told I can't really move up unless I join the Freemasonry. And so I'm like, well, I don't like you guys. I'm not a fraternity guy. I was in the military. I don't need to fucking do it all over again. But I joined for a short time, and I got a job. I got a promotion. I was like, wow, this is not nepotism at all. No.
I don't really think you get much advantage from it really until you're up in like the 33rd degree when you get invited to DC and all that. That seems to be the only people who like really get any advantage out of it. Because I've met people that were 32nd degree and they don't know anything.
You know anything, yeah.
Look, somebody
had Pez.
Starting yesterday.
You watched it yesterday, Sync. Yeah, you don't get much with those guys. They were just they're actors. They just do acting. They act. They have all these little skits they read out, and I'm like, oh, cool, man. This is nice. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, like I was a kid.
It's just like LARPing. It's like the older version of D&D, exactly.
Well, they were. Every one of them, I was in there going, because I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid, and this is what you guys are doing. You guys, LARPing. Yeah, people don't know what LARPing is. You didn't go to college. Anyway, you'd be walking to your next class kind of semi-late, and you got to walk through a crowd of people with large foam sticks, and they're beating the shit out of each other. You got to get around them because they're LARPing. They're LARPing each other with, and you're late for class, and so you got to tell the teacher they were LARPing in front of the building. I was late. That's what they are.
You've been to Europe, or you're in Europe, so I guess you know of the fact that like that eventually caught on.
No.
That's like a cool thing now, because when I was doing my undergrad, I remember there was this German exchange student who was in my class. I was trying to hit on her, and and I was like, literally, and I was like, let's go do this. She's like, are you into the role playing? And I was like, you mean like the bedroom stuff? No, in the park. I'm like, what? Because she was attractive, blonde, tall, German.
Probably braless, right? Because he's European.
Who? What?
She's probably braless because she was European.
Growless?
Like braless. She didn't have a bra.
Oh, I don't recall. But
yeah, she's braless. Yeah. Most Europeans are braless when they're in the States.
Well, the irony was that she was like really wanting to go do this crap, and like you realize that here. This is like total dorks, right? This is like the nerdy. She's like, no, over in Germany, it's the coolest thing. Only the cool people do this. And I was like, so it was the reverse.
Wow. Yeah, I can
it was
see
like my whole
here.
town. Everyone in the town does this.
Yeah, I can see him LARPing over here. I'm gonna walk right past that too. I'm gonna walk right. Well, I don't know. I might pretend I'm old now. It might be cool. We have to reverse ourselves. I'm gonna get a pair of skinny jeans. Probably coming up pretty soon. Let my gut hang over with some beers and then do some LARPing. How do you guys into that? You guys want to do some skinny jeans and LARP?
A lot of stuff that starts out as nerd culture, geek culture, it eventually becomes like mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bill Gates became cool. I mean, how'd that happen? Right? That's fucked up.
Really?
Yeah. Elon Musk. Look again. We make fun of Elon. How'd that happen? I mean, there's the fucking nerd on top of the nerd pile right there. Now he's multi-millionaire with the United States government funding, and we're paying him. We're paying him to be his way. I'm like, he probably has a Matrix jacket in his closet. He probably quotes lines in a mirror by himself. Man, this is not good. We're giving him millions of dollars. It's fucked up.
We actually have a question from the chat. Kind of a cool question. Can you ask Jay for his top moves, or he must have movies, top movie that predicted our current situation?
The Macarena, the Roger Rabbit, those are all the top moves. What's the Soldier Boy? The Superman, that hoe. That's the one that predicted where we are now. Soldier Boy. Nobody knows that rap song. from like 10 years ago. Hollywood, let's see, what predicted? Well, I have a whole chapter in my book, well, both books on like what predicted where we are. So I listed Matrix, obviously, Tron, Running Man, Terminator, Her, Ex Machina, Westworld, Cherry 2000, Metropolis for future predictions. And then I have a section on like weather, engineering, control, Dune, Snowpiercer, and I included even some weird ones for cults and mind control, like They Live, American Ultra, The Cell, Clockwork Orange, obviously Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson for all the mind control stuff. I mean, there's a million different, mind control.
There is.
Movies. V for Vendetta, I got all of those in here. So those are some of the ones I put. And then there's other, that's just in part 2, but there's other ones in part 1. But what do you guys think?
I'll shoot one. I guarantee most nobody in the chat seen this movie. It's actually on Shudder. It's called Mayhem. It came out in 2017. Okay. Mayhem is basically a character that works high in a company that made it big. They're about a corporation where they're all backstabbing assholes. But what happens is there's this virus out in this world, and this virus, what it does is when it gets in this building, this virus is in this whole building. So when you get this virus, what it does for the next 8 hours, because they have a cure, but they can't put the cure in for 8 hours. I don't understand the whole thing. But so when they get this virus, it makes them angry, it makes them mad, so they start killing each other. It's like they're zombies without turning into zombies. Mayhem, there it is.
I want to watch this. I haven't seen it.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but for 8 hours, you kind of got permission to kill anybody you want because they'll let you get away with it because they understand you're under the virus. And it's about how the corporation are assholes and dickheads. It's about this guy getting revenge on them, trying to get to the highest floor to kill off, the main guy. But they all use the virus. So if you think about the real world, you got the virus out there. They're going to come out with the fake Tom Hanks, vaccine. And you got permission to do certain things because of the virus. So the movie, I know nobody's seen the movie, but I don't want to spoil nothing now since I know he has it and he hasn't seen it. But it's a cool watch. And if you have Shudder, it's actually free on Shudder.
Yeah, I want to get that.
Let's see a couple other ones I put that predicted. Let's see. Some of those 70s dystopias, a lot of people forget those. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Logan's Run, Zardoz. Obviously Blade Runner.
Zardoz. Good one.
Blade Runner obviously predicted a lot of where we're at. And then some people forget that the Bond films predict stuff like Moonraker. There's a lot of predictive stuff in Moonraker.
Hey, trust me, everybody in our chat, they all see Moonraker.
Yeah.
Because of the braces and Dolly.
Dolly braces. She don't have a
Mandela effect. Right.
Yeah. I still remember her with braces. I didn't talk about it, but she had braces, man. That's the whole idea of the bad guy with his silver ass. We knew the guy from North Fork up in where we live in California. It's like, there he is. That's the guy in Moonraker. He's Jaws. He's big ass guy at the football game sitting there. I'm like, he had a thing for a young girl with braces. He's into the braces thing. He should go to Thailand. This is where it's hot now. But yeah, so now there's no braces. We're like, one of the fun things we can talk about. People are like, no, braces for sure. No, I got Repo Man, Donnie Darko, the Flamingo Kid, and the Flintstones entire cartoon series, along with Bugs Bunny.
Flintstones?
Flintstones, yeah, the whole series, the cartoon series.
Explain that to me. How does that predict where we are?
Oh, dude, they've got the Freemasonry. They've got the predictability of smoking in the show, technology with the cars. Everything is like, if you look at all the animals that were actual appliances in the house, you can see the appliances. Like, did they even have that back then? You have to watch the cartoons. You'll see like the animals are the appliances. Again, he was in as a great Grand Poobah, the Water Buffalo Lodge, all Freemasonry. The whole thing is about he worked in the rock quarry for Mr. Slate. you can start putting a lot of these things together.
Are you trolling or being serious? I can't tell.
I'm being serious, dude. No, you need to go back. Just go back, and you're gonna sit there because you got the eyes to see. You know, you got the eyes to see. Just watch a little bit of the Flintstones and just go. You know what? This is kind of what we are in the future.
I mean, I guess that's plausible that it's if you go back and watch G.I. Joe, which I did do 3 or 4 years ago, that's got everything. It's got MK Ultra, it's got all this stuff.
Yeah, that's the same thing for the military. But Flintstones, they literally have, like, if you go to the lodge, they have the Grand Poobah in there, and they have the Order of the Buffalo, whatever, the Water Buffalo Lodge. They go in, they have all the lodge members, and they got their Pez hats, and they're making.
I remember the Water Buffalo Lodge.
Yeah, and so they're making decisions that if you look at now and you're like, this was made back in that time. This was made, and this was the first. This is the Simpsons of the 50s and 60s.
Right.
This is the Simpsons.
That's a good point.
So when you talk about controlling the masses, the Flintstones was the original mind control, because you've got the children to watch with you. You've got the wife to watch with you. All the males had PTSD from the war. They don't sit down and watch TV with their wives. They sit alone at the table and listen to the radio, or they watch it from a distance from the table while the kids are on the couch. But with the Flintstones, the family sat together. They ate, and that's when the TV dinners come out. So everyone had TV dinners at the same time because of the Flintstones. You know, I'm just saying, the TV tube time. And then the Flintstone is just the same thing. It's the Simpsons. It is 100% the Simpsons. Yeah.
Can I go tinkle real quick? I apologize. I drank a lot of coffee.
You've probably been drinking.
Right back. I got to tinkle.
Go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's like, the Flintstones. Who never thought about that?
I mean, I guess you could say the Jetsons in a way, because the Jetsons
another one. Yeah.
That started to do everything for them.
Well, remember, the Jetsons is the same thing as Futurama.
Futurama, yeah.
You had the Simpsons, and then you had Futurama. It's the same. It's the same breakoff. It's the exact same breakoff. And then they had the King of the Hill, right? Remember King of the Hill come out? We were watching that one, and then they broke it off.
Yep.
You know, it's the same shit. It's the same thing.
What is he right? As Bob says, never lie during the apocalypse.
Never lie during the apocalypse. Don't do it. Don't do it now.
Even cartoons are made by grown men, grown women. So, you know, everybody who does their own show or do their own thing kind of puts in a little bit of what they see into their show, into their cartoon. I mean, like you said, this person wrote the Jetsons too, you know, being robot and stuff. And then,
I was about to mention the Jetsons, with the robot maid and all that.
Yeah, which is Futurama. Futurama from the
What about like Buck Rogers, right? He comes.
Buck Rogers, totally.
He comes back to Earth, and then it's like they all talk to an AI. They talk to a computer that's like is their new doctor.
Yeah, Twiggy had Dr. Theopolis, man. We had Dr. Theopolis around his neck, and they would talk to it. He'd have a really deep voice too. Buck, you shouldn't do this. You know, he's always the consciousness. He's like the smart one. I'm the other robot, and so Buck is out at he's like you, dude. He's like you, Jay. He's just like a dude. He's just like kind of chilling and figuring things out like on the fly. No, let me tell you how to do it. Like, no, I got a different idea. I'm from a different century. So you had a different thing. But Eric, I have a gift for Jay. I saved this one that nobody's talking about specifically for him. Can you bring up the NASA symbol?
Okay, let me hold on.
Because he knows how to do certain things. We'll see. You'll like this. Well, again, nothing I say is true. So, I mean, just take it with a grain of salt. It might be wrong. But I found this the other day. I wanted to say it, but I said, Jay's going to be here, so I want to get it to him. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so you see the circle. Now, I don't remember it ever being like that, but anyway, who cares? That's a long story, different story. Now, there's a circle on there, and it's circling two letters. What letters are they circling?
A-S.
Okay, so going back to your Pythagorean blah, blah, blahs, I'll show you guys this one. I'll show it up on here now. A is 1, right? So we start with, A is 1. This is not for you, Jay. These are for the audience. And then you cool down. You guys see how that works out like that, right? This is how I do my thing. So J is 1, and S is on the alphabetical numerical thing, 19. So together you got 911 right there. 911, 911 backwards. 911. You have 1 for A, and then the S is 19. Again, it's just throwing straw up into the wind and see what happens. But they've been flashing this since the 50s, they said. I don't remember that, but so the A and the S is the only thing in the circle, and it's 911. Just throwing at you guys.
Oh. I never heard you say that before. That's interesting.
No, I don't know. I was sitting around, I was watching porn, and then all of a sudden I was thinking about NASA. I don't know why that happened, but it happened. And so I was looking in the circle of the symbol, and then the way it was going through it, and then I was like, hey, wait a minute, the A and the S, that's A is 1 and S is 19. That's 9/11 in your face. My God, they got 9/11 in your face.
That's kind of a Star Trek symbol.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah. Like Star Trek. That's probably intentional. In fact, Rand Corporation consulted with Gene Roddenberry to create the what do you call it? The room where the control room or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
that was all designed by the Rand Corporation.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no joke.
Is this a Star Trek?
Yeah, what's the control? Where Captain Kirk is.
The bridge.
The bridge.
Bridge.
That was designed by the Rand Corporation. No joke.
Cool. Yeah, I seen that in a museum. I worked at museums my whole life, so I saw the actual control room in a museum. Eric, remember the museum in Seattle, the Rock and Roll Museum? Museum of Music, Rock and Roll. Whatever it is. They had the Star Wars or the Star Trek exhibit. I wasn't a nerd, but I work for museums, so I got it free. So I wanted to go in there and see it. Okay, I wanted to go see Star Trek shit. I wanted to see the art. I work with exhibits, so I make toys. I wanted to see the chair that he sat in. And when we went in there, and I was like, oh my God, man, this is like cheap, plasticky, bad old shit. It don't look like anything that comes off of the camera. It don't look like anything.
You're talking
again
about
with the flat. Yeah. They had the
Museum of Pop Culture,
the Star Trek exhibit. Yeah, and then it was really cheesy, man. It was like it's really bad. Blinking lights with the plastic panel. Like, wow, this is it. This is not exciting. You can make this yourself. You and your son can make this in the garage. How cheesy it was.
Well, remember when it came out. You probably couldn't during the time the original Star Trek came out. Now you can.
Yeah.
That was pretty modern for that stuff. Remember, Star Trek predicted iPads. They were having see-through iPads.
Yeah.
Now they're everywhere. They're not see-through yet.
It was the sliding doors, the bridge, the communicators, the screen pads. That was all the stuff listed that Rand Corporation consulted on for the original Star Trek.
Oh shit! So they were okay.
They were kind of prepping people for what they expected. Would kind of be the normative technology.
This kind
of
a weird question, but let's see. What directors does Jay consider the most used vehicles for social conditioning?
Ooh, that's a good one. No, that's a good question.
Some of them are hard to place because you wonder, how far was Kubrick, part of the system, how much of it was him eventually kind of getting fed up and wanting to expose stuff like with Eyes Wide Shut. But Kubrick obviously has had a huge influence. I think Spielberg was intentionally there to promote the alien story, the alien mythology, to give us a new alien panspermia type mythos. Conditioning. I don't know who is the most. I mean, those are the top ones for maybe social engineering type stuff. But The most esoteric and occult ones would be like David Lynch, Kubrick, Darren Aronofsky. If you watch Darren Aronofsky films, they're all basically Kabbalism, from Pi to Black Swan to what's the one with Rachel Weisz, Hugh Jackman? You know, where it's like it's a mix of Kabbalism and Zen. I did a whole analysis.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Hugh Jackman.
I did a whole analysis of it. Now I forgot the name of it.
Eric, just put in Hugh Jackman, and we'll see a list of movies, because I'm the same way, dude.
The Fountain. Did you see The Fountain?
The Fountain. Yes.
That's Darren Aronofsky. So he's like probably the most esoteric type of director. I didn't even see Mother. Everybody was talking about how crazy Mother was with Jennifer Lawrence and like cannibalism and all this kind of satanic type stuff. I haven't seen it, but it sounds pretty wild.
That was like Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
You know, I'm in England, dude, and I don't know if you knew it, but Kate. This was funny, dude. Kate had her second baby in England. She had a picture. They had all the press were taking her picture.
Oh, I saw this. Rosemary's Baby.
She wore the Rosemary Baby's dress.
Yeah.
You saw she wore the actual Rosemary Baby.
I spilled coffee. Hold on a second.
She wore the Rosemary Baby's dress in the movie, not from the actual one, but the fake version of it. I was like, what?
I remember the movie Mother. I remember a lot of people were angry because when they showed trailers for this movie Mother, it made it look like it was a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like it will be like a scary horror. And when you went and saw it, it was nothing but a horror movie. But people were angry that they thought they were paying for this and they got this.
Yeah, at least she
had
a set of nudes out. You can always fall back on her nude leaked photos, but that kind of adds to the movie. You can watch the movie.
Another movie where I had the wrong impression and a lot of people liked it, but I freaking hated it, was Midsummer. I thought Midsummer looked cool. They're going to be going to this other country, this cult, and I was watching this movie and I was like, this is a piece of shit.
That guy Ari Aster. He did Hereditary and then Midsommar. Yeah, I did an analysis of all those. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to take this movie serious, and then when this drugged out guy was having sex with this girl, and this old lady was pushing his butt, I was like, and they were all singing, and I was like, okay. And then there's they're all getting burned. I'm like, can somebody put me in that barn to get burnt up? Because
maybe he was tired. Maybe the old woman was his servant.
I don't know. I had the wrong. I don't know. I should have known because his other movies are kind of the same way, but I don't know.
Don't you want a towel maiden during sex? I would love to have a towel maiden during sex. Towel, please.
It wasn't like they're having sex. An old lady was like pushing his butt. And they were all.
It's just a little bit of help, if you get tired.
Yeah.
Can I get a little assistance here?
A towel maiden. I don't want a hot towel maiden. I want an old woman to hand me a towel.
I'm thinking this guy is half drugged out. They drugged the shit out of him. I haven't heard a lot of people. I'm not trying to get sexual here, but get it up when you're on that much drugs. But I guess some kind of a potent thing to get that part up when you're even on drugs. But you know what? I'm going to ask Jay something. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Okay, we all know the Matrix movies. The 1, 2, and 3, where the Matrix movie took Matrix to a whole new level, right? And I don't hear a lot of people giving credit to, I consider one of the pre-Matrix movies out there that,
what's that?
To me, Tron. Because if you think about Tron, what's the movie about? He gets into the computer and he's basically living inside the computer. If he dies in the computer, he dies in real life.
That's great. Yeah.
That's the beginning stages of an AI trying to take over that you kind of saw on the screen. I know Matrix started the big craze of the Matrix, but I would say that you call Tron Matrix.
Yeah.
It's great.
Am I crazy on that, Jay?
There's multiple pre-Matrix Matrix movies. You're totally right about that. I mean, Tron is one of the most obvious, but you've also got Johnny Mnemonic. That's kind of the same idea. You get a jack in, do all this kind of stuff, which is a B movie. And by the way, have you noticed that Keanu plays Agent Smith in Johnny Mnemonic? It's like,
right.
He plays Smith. Oh, I forgot.
He's Agent. He's Agent Smith in Johnny Mnemonic, and then like a year or two later, he's Keanu versus Agent Smith in the Matrix. But
you can say Terminator is kind of a Matrix because the AI takes over and all that. But Tron was that like kind of the first like commercial for all agents will see because
Disney.
I got a chapter on that in this one, by the way. I did an essay on Tron, and you're totally right. And I noted that it was the pre-Matrix Matrix, so it has a Gnostic, esoteric theme to it as well, and it's definitely like a preparatory type of thing for the Matrix. And when I did the analysis of Annie Jacobson's history of DARPA, she actually admits that all the way back, to the beginning of the founding of DARPA, right after the time of like the SDI, Star Wars Defense Initiative, that they were consulting with Hollywood even back then. So there's always been this pretty close relationship between not just CIA and Hollywood, but the R&D, like high level tech stuff in Hollywood too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Now Disney they're in talks to do another Tron movie. Now hopefully it's not a sequel because
I don't know, man.
Now, my opinion, Tron has so much that you could do with. I think Tron. I will say this. I think Tron will be better, not as a movie, as a streaming show, maybe, because then you can really dissect, Matrix even more instead of putting it out in a movie.
Did you know that within Tron it mentions Stratcom? It mentions USCOM, Stratcom. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Now, this image is not in Tron, but in the screenplay it mentions Stratcom. I mentioned that in my essay. So they were definitely pulling from real stuff there.
Wow. Yeah, I love Tron. Also, the colors. The colors are relevant. The colors are all relevant. They're all symbolic. People they ignore colors. I'm like, colors are number one. Like when I watched The Matrix, I said, guys, you can see the green, you can see the red. The green and red are the opposites, black and white. It's duality, man. It's duality. Then you see the blues. You can see the colors in each scene. I'm like, I could see the duality. It's right there in front of you. That the light would be a bright red, and then he'd be a green. Like you could say that damn duality. But people don't see it. They're just going into the movie. Like, look at this. Well, I like watching movies for movies sometimes too. I don't want to sit there and look at them.
I have a question for the chat.
Oh,
I want to see if they'll get this. I know Jay will get this easy. Okay. Keanu Reeves was not the original guy they wanted.
Oh,
okay.
God.
The original guy they wanted was Will Smith. I mean, that's documented. He was offered the part, but he turned it down to do another movie. Does anybody in the chat know what movie did Will Smith turn The Matrix down for?
I like the movie though, Eric.
I'm guessing it would be MIB. It was around the same time.
Wasn't that movie? It was around the same time, but it was for another movie. It was not.
It was washed under. It didn't do well. It didn't do well.
I don't know.
It's something. Let's just say there's a gigantic, robot spider in this movie.
It's based off a TV series from the 70s. It's a Western.
Oh, that. Yeah.
You probably know what it is. You just don't know the name.
I know what it is now.
Wild West.
Of course, you never know what movie's going to hit it big and what movie's not. So, I mean, it's not like it. Everything's there. But I think the Matrix movies, it was interesting because the original plot wasn't to use humans as batteries. It was actually to use humans as like part of the brain to forward, but they decided to use batteries. And I know Matrix 2 and 3 got kind of bashed because of one. But the thing is, the first Matrix kind of it was a new kind of a movie where how do you wake up? You're waking up into a whole new world. It's whole brand new. And then 2 and 3, they're like, well, it's not as good as the first one. Well, it's hard to beat the first one even in the first place. Okay, it is hard. Yeah. But once you get out of the Matrix, then you kind of do transfer more into an adventure movie because you can't keep waking up. You can't relive the first Matrix, right? You're already out of it.
You know the birth date, right? On Neo's passport is 9/11.
Yeah.
2001.
But also 13. There's a 13 on there also. 13 is relevant. Let's look at his 13 on there. 13 is another repeated number in everything. Like everything has a 13, a numerical 311, 33, 3, 30. I see 13s like probably 5 times a day. And everything, like everything. But 9/11 also, yeah. 9/11 breaks down. If you do its prime, it's a compound. So compound's going down to its prime, which is 3. Then it goes back down to 13. So anything with anything 19 goes down to its prime.
Now, Matrix gender message. Well, I mean, technically, what that defeated? Well, what defeated? Not defeated, because they're making a Matrix 4.
Well, look at the directors.
I think making a Matrix 4 is a mistake. Because they're bringing back Keanu Reeves. It's a big mistake because you're taking whatever you saw in 3. It's like that doesn't fucking matter because now there's a 4th coming out. If they want to do a reboot, go for it. But to make
look at the directors, Eric. Remember, they're transgender. They're transgender. So they got 2 directors that switched to girls.
Defeated is the word love, because the robots, AI can't recreate love. I don't usually like when love is always the answer, but it did work for the Matrix.
Yeah.
Things that I don't like in movies when they reuse like the word love. Like I'll tell you guys this. I don't know how Jay feels about the original Superman movie, Superman the movie. I don't know if Jay agrees with me on this, how you like the movie. Now, as a kid, when I saw Superman the movie, I didn't really like it. Superman flying was cool, but the love scenes were too long. But the part that I did not like Superman was I hate it when they bring in time travel. I freaking hate it because when Lois Lane dies, gets buried, he spins around the planet, spins around, goes back in time, and saves his life. That ruins it for me because I'm always like, well, you can save everybody's lives now that way. What makes her so special? Why don't you just spin around the Earth again and save that person? Kind of like the Avengers. I like the Avengers, but now when you bring in time travel, hell, you want to bring back Iron Man? Fuck it, just do time travel. Captain America,
he's bang Lois. He can keep banging Lois though. Eric, he can go back in time, bang Lois again. Didn't like that. Then he can go back and bang her again. He can go bang anybody he wants, and Lois will never know.
Time travel's perfect for like Back to the Future, but I get tired when some movies they use time travel. It fixes too many things that I don't know. Yeah. Am I off today? Is that too crazy? Am I thinking too much into it?
I'm like you. I get really tired of the time travel plot. They just stick it in stuff as like a placeholder kind of thing. Maybe when they don't know what else to do. Remember they
did it with Star Trek.
They did it with the more recent X-Men too. Remember, like the last 2 or 3 X-Men installments.
Yep.
Time travel. Yeah. It's always the same thing. It's like whether it's Back to the Future, whether it's Terminator, it's just let's do the same thing and put them in the conundrum of it's overused. I think it's dumb.
It's the pickle. They call it the pickle.
You don't have an idea. Well, let's just erase what happened and go back and erase it, and now we start over.
Can we go back in time before people made that movie? Right? Is that possible?
Yeah. But they did fuck with you, though. I keep trying to tell people you gotta watch close because they did fuck with you on purpose just to see if people would catch it. The end game, what they did was they did time travel, and then when everything, so you had the archer, right? So he's at his house, and behind him at his house, the first part of the scene, guys, go back and watch it. You're going to see the American flag with the red stripe underneath, the blue box. That's how I remembered it, the red stripe underneath. And so later on, after they did time travel, he goes back. You see him back at the house. You're going to see the same American flag, but with the white stripe underneath. Oh. So the timeline's changed. And they kind of show you small eggs all along the second part when everything's back to normal and people were alive. You start seeing these little Easter eggs of the white stripe and then all the certain symbols of a different timeline. So they didn't just come back home. They fucked up time. They literally come back to a different line. And people didn't catch it. There's a lot of little Easter eggs. I was like, we got to watch the second half of the movie after they come back because they start putting these eggs everywhere. You're like, wow, okay, so people are like, oh, they went back home, everything's normal again. Actually, it's not normal.
Party!
Yeah.
Hey, Captain America technically kind of ruined that because the rule they put out in the movie saying put the stones back, you can't change nothing and come back. Well, he decided to stay.
He stayed.
He stays with that woman where if she has a kid, because remember in the other Avenger he kisses that nephew, daughter, whatever. Well, she would have been born, or she wouldn't have even been there. So you already they fucked up their own rules that they put in their own movie.
Well, they did it on purpose. That's why they showed everything different. They showed little eggs of things different. And he's a military guy. There's no way he banged one chick. So he probably has all kinds of new kids everywhere.
You never know who's really dead. Like, okay, here's Loki. Guess what? Loki's getting a series on Disney Plus. Why? Well, they brought him back through time travel. He picks up the blue thing. He disappears. So now it's like, every time I watch a movie now, it's like, oh, fuck it. He'll probably be back. He's dead. Okay. Shows like Game of Thrones. When you fucking die, you're dead.
You're dead. You're not in the show.
I appreciate certain things where you're dead. You're dead. You don't get to come
You're not back in the show. Sorry. Unless you had like an imaginary scene. I'm imagining him. Imagining her, an imagination scene. Yeah. Other than that, don't time travel. You've got a lot of things to correct, a lot of things to fix. But I'm not a fan of the time travels. It's a Twinkie. In college they call it the Twinkie. Everything's fucked. There's no way out of this situation. What do we need? A Twinkie. It comes in, time travel. We fixed the problem. It's like a simple fix. The Twinkie. They called it that. I had a professor call it in college. When you're writing a paper and you can't get out of the hole and you wrote too much and you can't put an ending to it, he says, always have a Twinkie.
Could you say, because now, like Jay, you have a book about symbols, and Bob, you're talking about like symbols. Now, if you go to the Matrix director, the same director who made the Matrix actually made Jupiter Ascending. He made V for Vendetta. He also did which I liked. I thought it was underrated. But like you're saying, Bob, now I didn't like Jupiter Ascending too much, but like you said, but he put messages in all those.
I know you've talked about the Jupiter Ascending. That thing's filled with messages.
I did an analysis of that, yeah.
Leave it alone with you, dude. You could talk about
I just said it was like feminism, like Gnostic feminism was the whole point of that movie. Off the top of I'm going from memory here. I remember Mila Kunis is like the goddess, right? Doesn't she become some version of the goddess or something like that? Yeah.
Well, she's the queen because all the bees, they're being harassed by bees, but she walks outside and they swarm her and they go, oh, you understand that you are the queen and only the queen can bring the bees around. Bees will follow the queen. And then from there it got really bad, but with the wolf guy. But it like you said, it was a message, pure message movie, 1000%. Like, here's for the public to see. This is us talking to you, and through a movie. I'm like, oh, okay. It was boring. I was like, it's just all I did was like I did like you, Jay. I was like this. Okay, let's just.
I wasn't that impressed with it. Yeah. But. I actually, a lot of people hated Cloud Atlas, but there was quite a bit of, overall, I'm not a huge fan of Cloud Atlas, which was Wachowski produced, I think. It was Tom Tykwer did the movie, but I think he did it. But have you seen Run Lola Run, by the way?
Cloud Atlas was directed by the Matrix guy, so you are right.
Wait, I thought Cloud Atlas was directed or produced by Tom Tykwer, and then the Wachowski did something.
Oh, okay. I know.
Tykwer did Run Lola Run, which is really good. But
the Wachowski brothers, they worked on the Matrix, Saturn, the Matrix Reloaded, Revolution, and they also worked on Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending, Netflix series called Sense8.
But it had like the fast food religion in the Korean future. Do you remember one of the futures is like Korea, and there's a fast food religion where they recycle humans and feed them to people. And you go to McDonald's and it's like a religion. It's like a liturgical worship service with like these waitresses. And so I thought that part alone made the movie worth watching. That part was cool.
Yeah, they're reincarnates. They're all together. Each one of them they're a different character in a different, I wouldn't say dimension, but in a different, part of the movie with that returning tattoo, which kind of tied you back to the protagonist. This is the new person, the new version of them in another body.
Right.
And then another person with the same tattoo in another body, and all the people surrounding them, either bad or good or hate each other or fought each other, they're always together. No matter what the new place is going to be, they're always attached to each other in some situation. I thought that was, I caught that right off the bat. I go, oh, so these people, like when Tom Hanks, which is the biggest whatever in Hollywood, he threw that guy over the edge. He was all psychotic and whatever. I was like, but he's attached to this guy, which is attached to this person. And then the next one, he's a different character or incarnate or soul-wise, doing the same kind of weird whatever interaction with the same people with different bodies. I was like, different avatars. I go, oh shit. So it's not a good movie. I didn't enjoy it. However, I enjoyed here we go with another one of those. Let's just figure it out from here. Just write it up. But yeah. I told Eric, Cloud Atlas is, you got to go back. Eric's like, I don't want to watch it stupid. I said, yeah, it's not, don't watch the movie, but watch the movie.
I didn't say it was stupid. It just wasn't a movie that I want to watch twice, 3 times. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't
boring.
Go back and watch it once a year. It's not one
another message movie. Like he was talking about the esoteric of Hollywood. That is it. The quintessential. I mean, he's writing the books on it. It's like, so you don't have to, guys, he's writing the book so you don't have to watch the movie. Just go to his books and don't go for the movie and just say, okay.
Well, I didn't put Cloud Atlas in there. I mean,
Remember, I'm the guy who's justifying why Trick or Treat 1986 movie was brilliant. Remember?
I remember seeing that in the theater. I remember that.
It was good. I loved it too.
I told you yesterday, Jay, that I was trying to convince people how the movie was more brilliant than you think. But
yes, brilliant.
I want to ask this Dark Glass Woody to go a little bit more with his question here, because he wrote, what year did cinema die and did streaming kill it? I wanted to ask him, now, are you talking about when you're saying when cinema, the last quality movie, or do you think the cinema theaters are dead? Because my thing is, the cinema experience will never die. This is, I'm gonna explain why. If that's what he's talking about, or I don't know if he's talking about quality. Streaming services they make money, but they don't make that much money. Okay, so say you got Disney Plus, right? You're making a movie for $100 million, or even a $200 million superhero movie. You're not gonna make money just putting that movie out on a streaming service. Okay, in a cinema, those movies make billions of dollars. Okay, now when you bring in $1 billion, that feeds to make little movies on your streaming services. So even though we're living through this coronavirus era, AMC is almost on the edge of collapse. And I'm telling people, trust me, these big studios are not going to let AMC crash and die, because they need to be there to feed their movies. Because you need these big blockbusters. It's kind of like football in college. You need the college football game to feed the other sports teams. Okay? Now, streaming services, they're nice, but you put $200 million in Irishman, it's not going to make a profit. To make money back from a movie, it has to be on a big screen. Now, Jay, am I wrong on that? Am I going too far? But cinemas will be needed to make the big money. I mean, it's just...
It's a great question. I mean, yeah, kind of like bookstores or, print. I mean, there will always be bookstores and there'll be print books going around, even though the industry kind of is dying in the same way. Probably, radio didn't put an end to, or records and CDs didn't put an end to radio. So there will be some form, I think, of the classical theater, but definitely streaming seems to be helping to put it out. But I would just argue that the quality has really just declined the more that we get kind of the social justice.
You talk about the quality, you're right on that.
Thank you. I've been screaming that. I've been watching movies.
I think it's declined since the 90s, basically. I think ever since the 90s, movies have really just been on the decline, cinema, in terms of quality of film.
No, I can't stand the dark. I can't stand the dark.
That's perfect. That's what I was trying to ask the chat. Now, are they talking about the quality? Because you're right. The quality is not the same. You might have one gem out of 1,000, but you're getting less gems every single year. Everything is about the reboot and, the remakes and stuff. Because what's sad is there is some original content out there, but the problem is if you put original content out, nobody watches it. Now you put a reboot or a remake, people watch it. It's sad. To get it to flip around, people have to be willing to spend money to see original content story, but people aren't. The average person will not. So those kind of original content will be put on a streaming service. Now you go to Netflix, you got like 10 million shows, and you don't even know what's on there. You don't even know there's a on there. That's the problem. That we're causing this issue ourselves because we're only seeing the big movies.
Yeah. When is Jay gonna write when are you gonna write a movie, man? When are you gonna write a script? Write a real one. Write something. You know what's good. You could probably put something together pretty good.
Well, I mean, it costs the money to make a movie, and actually, people that do screenwriters don't make very much money. So
yeah, it sucks. God, but nobody wants to do it. I can't find. It's like the good ones are gone, and no one's writing anything good. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to do now. I'm just gonna like, I don't know. I'll watch a fireplace. I'll just like watch. I went to the laundry today. I had a great time at the dryer with the dryer. I enjoyed the dryer. Yeah. I had the tumble dryer, so you can do the different settings. Depends on what you want. Yeah. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I'll write a movie about a dryer.
Yeah, independent writers. They don't make that much. Now, a lot of directors actually write their own movies too now, so that takes away from the original writers. It's pretty sad that you don't get like 1% or 2% from a movie what it makes. If a movie does great, they might give you a little bump to do a sequel, write it to the sequel. But if you look at sometimes these sequels, they're made by other writers because the companies don't want to spend even more money on these great writers.
Yeah, like the movie The Room. It was one of the greatest movies ever made. They need to do a part 2 to The Room, and so we could all see that. I will go with Jay. If they make another movie, The Room, call me up. We'll go see it. It's gotta be.
Oh, hi, Mark.
It'll be a midnight showing of The Room. We'll go see it.
Right.
Why not just use The Room, Holly? No, it's not Hollywood. We got good screen.
We'll watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then right after that, it'll be The Room. We'll watch that. And then they'll put on Lord of the Rings. Same thing, same storyline. The Room and Lord of the Rings are exactly the same. I don't know if people put them together. I think they're the same.
Did you have a TV show, Nate?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I didn't even know that.
What's that?
It's a full season one full season of a full production TV show. You can go watch it at Gaia TV.
Seriously,
there's one. Yeah, you just go to the Lord of the Rings episode. It's the free episode, so it's on streaming on I don't know Comcast or all those different things.
Oh shit, dude, you're like celebrity.
I'm a confirmed celeb.
What are you doing here? Okay, whoa.
You guys harassed me so many times. I thought I would come. You're like,
oh, good, yeah. You
after
got
the 20th message, I was like, all right, ZZ Top wants to interview me. Let's do it.
Yeah, you got the burning bag of poop on your doorstep, right? I thought that was the final one.
The monster warning.
The funny thing is,
you got the horse head delivery.
He's correct because somebody did email me saying, "Dude, how'd you get Jay to come on your show?" I asked.
That's what I said.
So now that I've said that, I'm going to get bombarded with harassment like, dude, you haven't done my show, you piece of shit.
I know. You went on those assholes. Yeah, how many horse heads do I got to send to get on my show? Exactly.
Hanging out with those assholes. You won't come on.
I'm a traitor for a llama. Yeah. I'm a traitor for a llama's head or an emu.
Asshole.
I wake up with a parakeet head in my bed.
That's an original. That's an original one. I'll go on.
I mean, horse is a little over the top. That takes a lot of work, right? A horse is heavy. Just put a little parakeet head in my bed. And I'll do.
Yeah. To be honest, people, we could not afford a horse, so we did get a couple of rodents down the road.
A hamster head.
We did. Yeah.
You had a tiny guillotine and you chopped off. I woke up and I was staring at a head of a hamster.
We had a guy on our show that has a lot of big following, and he said on our show, well, the reason I come on your show because I don't have to do anything. I just come on here and just enjoy and talk.
You have to do nothing.
So I'm like,
let the audience ask.
Or is that a hit piece or is that a compliment?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who came on?
It was it was what I don't want to say his name now because we're not super good friends at the moment. He kind of I felt their show kind of went too angry, but he did say a comment one time that I go on your show, so I don't have to work at it. It's not that I don't want to say his name. It's just the show became more hated. He does a lot of hatred speech now. I'm kind of not for the hatred. I'm like, we're living in tough times. We got to enjoy life where it is. Okay, not everything is bad. Not everything is falling apart. There's no soldiers knocking on my door and say you better take this shot. You know.
Well, we had the guy with Eric. He did the short documentary. It's not that guy, right? The short documentary was Star Wars. The Star Wars helmet hitting guy.
No. That's
okay. He was cool. He was a hard hitter.
Awesome. No, he loves us.
Yeah, he did that short. He did an actual documentary on Star Trek or no Star Wars.
He made a documentary about the Star Wars stormtrooper who bumped his head. In the very first Star Wars movie, and the documentary, Kevin Smith was on the documentary. Some other people was on it. The idea was who was that guy who hit his head? And
they kept it in the movie. They kept the hit in the movie. So it's like, what? Did you just see that guy hit his head against the top? It was silly. And he did a whole documentary, including lie detector tests. He paid for the lie detector because the guy was making money off of the Comic-Con. So the guy that was pretending to be the guy was making money. So
money off Comic-Con.
So it warrants a little bit of an investigation on who actually was the guy in the helmet. So he had a great, cool short video, and like he came on our show. I was like, "Whoa, dude, that's amazing!" Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was cool. I was like, and you came on, I'm like, "Oh no way, dude." Would you? Oh yeah, of course we determined what happened, how you got here, which is we're sorry about that, man. You know, now that you're here, don't worry about the deliveries anymore. So don't worry about that.
All right. Well, I think I am going to have to head out pretty soon, but I'm honored.
Yeah, we're not done. Yeah. We've milked your cow as much as we can, I think. Yeah.
What do you right before you leave? What do you got coming up that you might want to say, or another video drop, or people want to check you out? Going forward.
You can get, like I said, the book 1 and book 2 at the website at the shop. You have to pay with PayPal right now because I'm working on the WordPress issues, and then you can follow me on all the social media stuff. Just type my name in, and then the TV show you can watch that at Gaia TV, just more of the same. Just more lectures on philosophy, geopolitics, movies, all that, and then I still off and on host the 4th hour of the Alex Jones show.
Wow,
that's his website. Now, anybody's interested about that stormtrooper, that's that guy, Jamie Strangroom. He's one that did that documentary, and this is Jay Dyer's YouTube page. Check him out. He's an awesome guest, awesome person.
Yeah,
and seriously, man, thank you for coming on. That show
humor.
That you're just not about. I only go on shows that have 50,000 more subs or this. You came on the show, and it means a lot to us.
No, I'm not. I don't think it's not appropriate to be snobby, in the e-celeb realm. I'm just joking.
No, and you have a great sense of humor, dude. I get nervous, man. You roll him back. Well, thank God, man, he fucking rolls back. I can make a joke. I don't feel bad because you dish it back, and it's funny. I make jokes, and sometimes people they look confused.
A lot of people can't take it. Like they get upset and they can't take it. You never know what people can and can't take, and when they're going to get mad. You guys are laid back. I like that. That's a lot of fun.
And we only do the show for 2 hours, so basically you're not really leaving early. It's only
you're done.
I know it's a little bit late, but I got a wedding that I'm doing this week, and then the website's messing up, so I'm not trying to be rude to you guys. It's just it's a crazy week.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we usually kick you guys out about now. We hit like a switch and then it breaks free, and you just hit you fall into the water with the sharks with the lasers.
Well, I'll come back in the future if you want to. How's that?
Yeah,
we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, pick a cool subject, man. We'll rip it apart. We'll just do a big roast. I want to hear a roast out of you.
Yeah, we'll do an actual real roast for you. If you really want to do another top 10 roast, we'll give you a proper one.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, so we'll set that up on the side. So, guys, this is Jay Dyer. Please check his channel out. I'm guarantee you'll love it. He just doesn't talk movies, guys. He talks everything. Everything. He monetized just like I did. for speaking the truth. So
A lot
check
of
him
boring
out.
shit too. So come check out all my boring shit in my channel.
Yeah,
Check his books out, guys. Check his books out. Get his because Esoteric. I want to buy the Esoteric Hollywood because that's my thing too, and I want to look it through and see what you got, man. It's solid stuff. So I'm
You'll like it. You'll like it.
Yeah, and check out his books. And tomorrow we're going to be talking a whole hour about Games of Thrones. So if you like Games of Thrones, check us out tomorrow. And then Friday, I got another guest coming on. I won't tell who that guy is coming on until tomorrow. We're going to be talking paranormal on Friday. We're going to be talking about a real life exorcism. So that's going to be fun and cool. So beyond that, Jay, thank you very much for coming on. You're a fantastic
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
See you later.
Just one touch and I'm lost inside your love. Just one touch means more than words can say. Just one touch